Okay, so today we're going to talk about witchcraft and Babylon in particular. Uh, so, one of the more famous incidents that happened in the Quran was an incident in Babylon. This incident was where two angels, one of them named Hurat, the other one named Murat, taught humankind magic, and this magic was the magic to separate a man and his wife, or a man and a woman in marriage, to break them apart. This was one of the greatest harams. This type of haram is unforgivable and is guaranteed that you will go to the Gehenna. So the reason why this is important is because there were four prophets that dealt with this kind of issue in the Quran directly. Of course, there's support from the other prophets and messengers and warners, but in particular, there were four that dealt with this. That would be Musa and Aaron. They were probably the most famous prophets that dealt with witchcraft or magic. And then you would have Al-Qadr and Isa. So Al-Qadr was referred to as the prophet Musa's teacher, and Isa was referred to as the prophet that defeated the Dajjal. So with that being said, part of this conquest and part of the completion of this situation was that Hurat and Murat notified the people. They told them that anyone who practices witchcraft would have sold their soul for a very cheap price. Because sometimes selling your soul is as simple as not telling the truth about your circumstances. So if you live your life in a lie and don't tell your truth about your circumstances, then that could be selling your soul depending on how it is used. So if in this case, if you know that someone is married and you go and you talk bad about these people, or let's say, for example, a man is married to a woman and you go to the woman and you tell her things about the man that are not necessarily true. Even if some of it is true, if your purpose was for the breaking up their relationship or their marriage, this can be looked at as witchcraft. So this is a very great haram that Muslims should not participate in or do. With that being said, obviously in Islam, a man does not go to another man and talk about his wife. And in Islam, a woman does not go to another woman and talk about her husband. This is not the proper way for Muslims to act. This can be considered magic because if it leads to them being divorced or them breaking up and they're still married, then the question has to be asked: why would you do such a thing? What is the intention of what you do? So with that being said, that is why it is not proper etiquette for Muslims to act in that way. When this type of thing happened, it was most famously noted in Babylon. And because we know about the challenges that Prophet Musa and Harun faced, we know that they were able to defeat the magicians and submit them to Allah. So with that being said, ultimately, after the magicians' defeat, there was also more leadership and more Islamic prophets that had to deal with magicians. So I don't want to forget this one because this is obviously one of the most important Islamic prophets. But it was also the Prophet Muhammad who had to deal with magicians, sorcery. If you know the famous story about the dates from Medina, then you know that he had to defeat the evil eye. So with that being, or the fisheye, whatever you want to call it. With that being said, I just want you to understand that there were four major testimonies in the Quran about prophets who had to deal with sorcerers. And then there was obviously the issue with the evil eye. However, specifically to separate a man from his wife or a woman from her husband, this is considered Babylonian witchcraft, and it's one of the greatest harams that there possibly could be. So the result of this is Gehenna, and it is something that Muslims should refrain from doing. Now, I want to bring this final thing to your attention, and then I'm going to let you go. When you accuse somebody of something in Islam, you normally have to bring witnesses. So it is obviously very, very bad for Muslim people to go talk behind the back of other Muslim people to try to destroy the other person's family, because you don't know the circumstances of anything, and you don't know the situation that one person or another may have with Allah. So with that being said, you could try to hurt someone or break someone up, but really you could be helping the Dajjal or helping the Iblis, just something like this. So with that being said, I want to say Assalamu alaikum, and I hope that you found some knowledge in this video.